And guess what, Fran? You're still a fat fuck.
Oh,
still a fat fuck. Oh! So good luck. These will get repaired because I can afford that. But you have just done all that in a house with children, and Ricky isn't even here. How embarrassing. The door will be fixed. No bother, you fat cunt.
Oh! Who remembers that?
Put all the car windows in, and guess what, Fran? You're still a fat fuck.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm upset. And that's all glass on the floor. Let me see if I can find another video of it.
I guess you.
Right, for the people that are saying it's if he said that's fake, whatever, blah blah blah. Here's the proof of the window. There we go. If that doesn't look smashed to me, then I don't know what looks smashed. Same exact thing in the live video with that white lining on it. Don't answer my door. No, I'm not scared of anyone.
Up.
So Telly's giving me permission to show this.
So my door now, guys, my door now is like made to measure because I've actually now ordered a door that like you could never. So that's what they did to me that night. Knowing that I had babies in the house. What do you mean move the box? Can you
Really
tell me
settled the whole house.
Way through his childhood.
But she.
Can you show me
Put
where
all the
you
car
want it?
windows in, and guess what, Fran? You're still a fat fuck.
Ah!
Oh my.
Take this video home.
But that's who she.
Is that okay there? He's moving up. What do you mean he's moving up? Is that okay there, guys? I've got a dong. I've got a dong. So Lucy gave my address to most of the clique, so that's where her hands like Luke's never been to my house. Luke doesn't even know where I live, who I live with. Only 5 people have ever been here, and let me tell you why. 5 people have been here because where I moved to was a place for victims of domestic violence. Okay. Shoe, my brown shoe, and she knew this. Okay, Pearl's gone live now to try and distract all these viewers for Luke. Okay, so I'm just letting you know. She's going to try and talk about Luke in some way to try and distract from me because she doesn't want anyone to know that he's vandalized me and done anything like that. So she's trying to distract. But we're going to carry on with this, and I want everybody to know what kind of person he is. So where I moved to was for people that have thanks, Levi. People that have been through domestic violence. Okay, me and my children fled domestic violence to this property. We fled domestic violence to this property, and now every day my child has to see this because my door that I'm having made has to be handmade. And it has to be made to measure. And every day, still now, because it takes 2 months to make, every day my child has to see my front door like this. We fled domestic violence when he was 2 years old. And now we're back with smashed front doors. Isn't that pathetic? By a man. 3 men. Sorry, 3 men. So what I want to ask is, What I want to ask is this. To cover this up, you then made up a cock and ball story about Ricky smashing up Sally's house that never happened, was never real, but you used that to deflect from what you did to my children. My door's still smashed. Didn't see one photo of Sally's house. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying it did happen. But you did mine. And Ricky didn't do that to anybody. You made it up so you could deflect from what you did to my children and to me. Now, guys, sorry, I need to block this person irritating me in the corner of my eye. When these three men arrived to my door, they didn't start smashing the door straight away. Let me tell you what they did. No, I'm not crying. You'll never see me cry on here. You never see me cry over this. I'm angry. It does make me speechless, and there is a lump in my throat where I could easily cry, but I'm very good at holding it in. Thank you, Claire. They didn't start smashing the door and the car to start with. What they actually did is they tried to coax me outside. What were they going to do to me, Luke? What were they going to do to me when they tried to coax me outside? Thank you, Gemzino. What were they going to do? When they knocked on the door and pretended to be delivery men and asked me to open the front door because they had food for me, what were they going to do to me? I want to know. Fran, what were they going to do to me when they tried to coax me outside? Were they going to hurt me? Were they going to hurt my children? Were they going to hurt my nan? Were they going to throw acid at me? What were they going to do? Why didn't they just start throwing bricks and then drive off? Why did they try and coax me outside, Luke and Fran? You got an answer for that. And you know that happened because it's all on the FYP. You know they knocked. You know it wasn't bricks, first of all, because it's all recorded. It's all on the FYP. You know that they knocked and they tried to coax me outside. What were they going to do to me? Now, I said to you that night that a brick bounced off the wall and smashed me in the face. I wasn't the only one injured that night. I'm not going to talk about anyone else apart from me that night. I told you a brick bounced off the wall, and I can show you the indent in the wall, and smashed me here. I then came on the next night to talk about it, or was it the night after, or 3 nights from I remember, and this is why.
Okay, I went flying out the house with a...
So that's me talking about it. I don't know if you remember this video. I was talking about what happened, and I had sunglasses on. Luke said I lied about that. Luke said I'm a liar, and nothing happened to me. And do you remember this as well? Do you remember here?
And threw a brick when I was in Alex Brigham's live. The police are going to look at that and laugh. Like, they're going to look at that at the Times. Apparently me and someone...
Now, I don't keep letting Frodo in, the Mods does. Mods, keep Frodo out, keep Wigster out, him who goes in every toilet from Birmingham to Surrey.
You're a fine one to talk on people, Pearl, because we all know about you. Yeah? We've all seen the newspaper articles.
I've had to change my number, Pearl, because they don't give up. I've had to change my number because they don't give up ringing.
Terrible.
Anyway, listen, guys, right? Have a lovely day, every single person, yeah? Right? Pearl, you've got more of a life than most people on here, so I don't know why you won't. Corey, sorry, I forgot you were there, love. You all right?
Come on, because I never charge you.
I don't like Levi.
And Babby's better from, but on where I had to. Janky bum.
Those
Be getting the back door smashed in.
you Dean saying that.
Funny that.
Frodo.
You liar.
Prove it, won't I? Want to go in, Talia?
Frodo.
Right, so do we remember this?
To a mongrel.
You told the police I was there. I threw the brick.
I know they're mentally unstable, Luke. We all know this.
I was on Alex Brigham's live 10 minutes after Rickster did that.
Well, how very dare you be in Alex Brigham's live 10 minutes after?
Well, apparently I threw the brick.
You've let me in too late, pal. I wanted Rickster.
Hello, Tracy, my darling.
Hello, my Luke. You're right, my baby.
And let me tell you something all now. That's not my family. I'll never speak to that and that other thing again. And I warned you, Rickster.
Why are you lying?
Talia
The police
Dean,
haven't
get
even
out this
spoken
box
to you
now,
yet.
you fucking liar.
Your interview.
You are a liar.
One-on-one.
You
The
are
police
a
haven't
liar.
even spoken to you yet, but they will, and they said you're complicit. Nobody said
You are
and they
You're complicit. Are you not?
wouldn't give you any
liar.
information without
No,
interviewing you.
no
The
children
reason
were at
you've been
property,
arrested and you've been
told the
called in
one-on-one.
you got
good,
arrested
and I'm
today.
going to throw the
You
book at you.
absolute
And when
liar.
I'm finished throwing the book at you,
Mordor.
I'm going to ruin your business. I'm
You'll
going to
do
talk to
nothing,
everybody
you
in the royal
sausage.
circle.
Go
at
away.
Ascot.
You'll
You are
do nothing
finished,
to
Luke.
nobody.
This won't be no TikTok thing.
You
I'm going
doing
to ruin
nothing,
you with your
Frodo,
horses. I'm going to
nothing.
ruin your business. I'm going to ruin your reputation.
Like
You
your
watch this coming.
career. Now get
from
out.
one gypsy woman to a mongrel.
You'll do nothing to nobody, Talia
From one gypsy woman to a mongrel.
Dean. And Pearl, make sure everybody.
So Luke went in box to box, adamant. He had nothing to do with it. Who remembers
For a few
this?
weeks because Sophie Bailey doxed where I am, and Rickster's already threatened to come kidnap one of the horses and anything. So I am actually going to leave here. I don't need a job that badly, Canadian Angie.
So do you remember Luke was going to do a runner? He's going to take all his horses and off he goes. The reason is because he knew he was completely complicit in this and the police were hot on his tail.
I don't need it. I do very well on TikTok. I earn my community
Listen to
support
what
me
he
very
says.
well. So the thing is, I'm going forward with what I'm doing. I'm going forward with what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm going to have them both arrested, and I'm going to out every single lie that they've told.
He's going to out every single lie. He's going to have me and Ricky arrested.
I'm going to out everything.
Yeah,
But bear in mind, Canadian Angie, I didn't want to do this.
I know.
This isn't who.
Oh, he didn't want to do it. He had nothing to do with this. He brought a totally innocent member of the family, knowing that that member of the family has a fucking screw loose and a bad temper, purposely brought them in to sort me and Ricky out. But he didn't want to do this.
I am, and I'm ashamed of myself for coming live and doing this to a family member. But when that family member ran up a hate live and sat there and lied and let them spin and
What did he lie about, Luke? That you was complicit in smashing my house up. So he didn't lie, did he? Because it's the truth.
narrative that I knew about the attack, and they sat there. Evil Queen said, well, he must have, how did he know when he jumped in Alex Brigham's box? And they both went
You knew! You knew!
silent, and so Evil Queen said, well, he must have. But when that family member ran up a hate live and sat there and lied and let them spin a narrative that I knew about the attack, and they sat there, Evil Queen said, well, he must have, how did he know when he jumped in Alex Brigham's box? And they both went silent, and Sophie went, well, that tells it all. No, because they both rung me and threatened to unalive me and told me what happened.
Never happened. Nobody rang you.
But they sat there silent.
Yeah.
They sat there silent.
You lied. You lied. Here's Corey on the line.
So good luck.
Here's Corey also pretending that he didn't know that it was going to happen.
These will get repaired
Told you guys, I had no reason to lie to you, and I would never lie to you guys. So
in a house with children, and Ricky isn't even here. How embarrassing. The door will be fixed. No bother, you fat cunt.
So now it's all come to light tonight, and now we know that Luke is a liar, and the clique are absolute abhorrent, disgusting people, because I can bet your bottom dollar Miss Red knew Donna Monteith, the racist, and you are a racist, by the way. That was 100% you writing the PA word all on your Facebook. That was 100% you. No one's going to do that. That was you. You're a racist, always been a racist. Maybe you've changed now, maybe you've seen the light, but you are a horrible person. You've always sabotaged from the back. And I can 100% guarantee, and I will put my hand on the Bible, that you knew that night my house was getting bricked. And you knew all along, even after the event, that he ordered it in.
And the message was when...
So this is what Corey's come out with today.
I'm not going to read it all.
Shit, sorry, I clicked off
no
the
one
screen
else's
then.
business. But I need to be Nicole, Nicola, whatever it is, I don't care.
This is today.
Thank you, Hackney.
What is it, Nicola or Nicole?
Nobody cares.
Nicola or Nicole?
Nicole in it.
So I need to be transparent with everyone, because we're not going
Thank
to
you,
do what
Janet.
most of these creators do behind the scenes. So my first...
He's a fine one to fucking speak about behind the scenes.
So my first
Trish,
interaction
thank
with
you.
Nicole...
He was the one that rung me up, right, when Talia and Rickster's house were getting done. He rung me up and said, oh, I know Tally's and Rickster's house is getting done tonight. I said, well, shouldn't you pre-warn them? He said, no, I'm not getting involved. He hung up, and then 3 hours later, they were on live crying, and then he pretended like he didn't know anything. Liar.
For May 2024. So today...
What do you think of that? What do you got to say about that, Luke? Did you know that they were going to try and drag me out the house and attack me as well? Because of something that you didn't like. Because of something said on TikTok that you didn't like. You felt the need to arrange your cousin to smash my house up with children inside and my car and cause thousands of pounds worth of damage. Thank you, Gossip Girl. Thousands of pounds worth of damage. And I don't care about the money. I want to know what them guys were going to do to me when they tried to drag me out my house. When they tried to trick me out my house. That's what I want to know.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
The car's really loud, so I'm going to drop you.
You what?
I'm going to have to drop you.
Well, I'm allowed.
Yeah, really loud.
Alright, alright, let me just okay. 2 seconds, I'll come back.
Okay.
Up, and then 3 hours later, the scenes.
So my first interaction
Trish, thank
with
you.
Nicole...
He was the one that rung me up, right, when Talia and Rickster's house were getting done. He rung me up and said, oh, I know Tally's and Rickster's house is getting done tonight. I said, well, shouldn't you pre-warn them? He said, no, I'm not getting involved. He hung up, and then 3 hours later, they were on live crying, and then he pretended like he didn't know anything. Liar.
Mate.
What a horrible, scummy, disgusting, vile snake in the grass. Not only, let me tell you everything about that night. Not only has he smashed up Luke, and I'm sorry, he did arrange it. And anyone that said that he didn't arrange it, he didn't give the address, it wasn't because of anything to do with him, is crazy, because the only person we had fallen out with is Luke. Fran smashed the house and the car on behalf of Luke. We've never had a fallout with Fran. We've never had an argument with Fran. We've always got on with Fran and Indy. Luke wound Fran up to the point where Fran felt disrespected. He doesn't understand TikTok. He lost his head. And because of Luke and the pushing and the badgering, you can fuck off, cockapoo. Don't request my box again. I don't want to talk to you whatsoever, you interfering old bag. Go and have a drink and piss off out my room. Because of Luke, this happened to my house. Can you block Cockapoo, please? I don't want her in my room. Freak of a woman. Fucking interfering old bag she is. Get out. I'll grab my box again. A woman. And bearing in mind that was my house, so he knew he was coming to a woman's house. Ricky doesn't live with me. Ricky is here a lot, but there's no guarantee that he's here on the night they're coming. So he came to a woman's house with children in the house. An old lady tried to have me coaxed outside. So what would have happened if I had gone outside and they would have done what? Thrown things in my face, beat me up, whatever. What would have happened to my children and my nan in the house? Would they have gone in and done them as well? The reason they bricked the house and the car is because I would not open the front door. Are you mad? Stop scraping, coming in here looking for scraps, Cockapoo. Fiona. That's her name, Fiona, innit? What's her name?
You need to calm down, Cockapoo, seriously. You know what I mean? Do you notice there's a lot of people who are silent on the sat now? You'll be one of them if you carry on, to be quiet. Anyway, moving on from Cockapoo. Listen, I just want to say this, right? Me and Fran used to proper get on, you know what I mean? We used to get on. You know, we did, obviously, Sally, you met them both, as you said, rightfully. And we know in the background, you had Luke the judge, you obviously, Fran knows really well, haven't he? Met once. Shit stirring and all that because of the relationship, and we befriended Evil Queen. It was all over Evil Queen, no matter who. All right? Obviously, me and Fran had an argument. Now, if it wasn't for Luke giving him the ad, that never would have happened. Fran would have calmed down. Eventually, me and him probably would have ended up talking and putting it all to bed. But because obviously that happened, it's too late now, do you understand? But I obviously really used to like Fran, you know I did. And you hit the nail on the head, rightfully so. We're closer more than anyone, than anyone from that part of the family. Can you hear me, T? T? Where's she gone? Can you hear me?
Hello, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you just disappeared. You could have told me.
There's someone at the door.
Oh, is that okay? No problem. Anyway, so like I said, me and Fran used to get on. He never would have, that house would have never have got done. His Luke never obviously confirmed the address to him. I know 100%, not 99.9, 100%, that he never knew that address. I know he didn't. He was told it on the day, so just to let everybody know, we all know where it came from. All right. I want to be, obviously, Corey as well. I want to big up Corey. You know, obviously, me and Corey don't really see eye to eye, but I want to big up for him to being honest and letting you fucking know the real situation.
Ricky's not done it for us. He's not done it for us. He's done it because he's fallen out with Luke. So let's not mince like what this is, but respect for eventually doing it. But
yeah, I've got to give respect where respect's due. Like I said, me and him don't see eye to eye, but fair play to him. Being honest, Luke made us out to be lawyers. He made you two out to be a lawyer. Do you know what I mean? And he said the worst. And it wasn't for his fucking bitter, girly little ways and his vile anger that he's always talking, screaming at at people, and you know what I mean. And goading Fran and speaking to Fran, and all of this would have been sound. Do you know what I mean? Can you hear me?
yeah.
All of this would have been sound and put to bed, but he never, do you know what I mean? He was always there. He knew that there was kids in the house. He knew that was vulnerable, and he could have put a stop to that. He could have made and put a stop, and he didn't even have to give the address, but he did. So, you know what I mean? He did do that, and now it's been confirmed by Corey that all along, everything I ever said, everything I was angry about Luke with was true. It was true. He was the one to give the address, and he knew all along, way before it even happened. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So anybody who continues to support Luke or anything like that, or you know, like go on about Luke or support Luke, then you're absolute wrong uns. Because at the end of the day,
Luke prevented this. hours before it happened. It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice for our children. It wasn't nice for my nan, and it wasn't nice for me, who still to this day is thinking, what would have happened if I had gone outside? It plays on my mind. You think that this is like a movie or something. It's real life. 3 men came to my door and tried to coax me outside.
Exactly.
Because
And like I said,
Luke didn't like something I said on the internet. It's disgusting, and it still does play on my mind.
like I said, I'm going to do any more talking now on this app. Now I know the real story and what's going on. And at the end of the day, we can never forget that there was a woman and kids in the house. You know what I mean? And people got what? It might have been minor, but they still got hurt. So that's all I'm going to say. And behind it, and you got Cockapoo in here. Cockapoo, what happened if your house got smashed up and the windows and your car got done in and everything like that? Well, would you still have the same energy, would you? Then would you be coming into Talia and giving it the thing about Luke? No, you wouldn't.
I don't
You'd be
even know
absolutely
why
livid,
she's
but because it's the
requesting my
click-
box.
Because it's the click, because she's had a couple of bottles of wine, because it's the click and Luke, you think it's not okay. What you should be doing is standing on business, Cockapoo, standing on what's right, morally right for respect, and stand on for what's right for women as well, and children. Because you wouldn't see me going around houses and kicking off doors with women and children there to hurt them. Never. I might have knocked a few letterboxes to calm a few situations, but I never went through front doors, especially with kids and children. I wouldn't do it. I'm morally correct. Do you understand what I mean?
Not
And all
one
this shit
person had
stirring and all the
kids.
backstabbing came from Luke. That's it. Because Fran never would have done it if that Luke weren't shit stirring all along. He never would have done it. He would have calmed down. We would have been sound. He would have been sorted out. And I'll tell you one thing as well, and I will say this. It got to a point now, someone who's going to get seriously hurt. In fact, someone who would have probably got unalive because of Luke as well. I bet he ain't told you that. And he's still there behind his screen now, knowing what he said and done, shit stirring. There'll be no more shit stirring, Luke, will there? Now we know the real truth, mate.
Oh, thank you,
Now it's been
Dad.
confirmed. Now it's been confirmed, Luke, that you've done it all along. You instigated it, you goaded it, you wanted it to happen, and you made it happen. And you could have put a stop to it at any time, but you didn't. And you knew hours before that happened. When you knew children were in the homes, it proves a lot of what kind of scummy person you are. And if
And it only
misread,
happened because of him anyway.
if misread continue support you, right? Or anybody else, Cockapoo or all the clique, anyone continues to support you after you've done this to these for women and children, mate, that they have got no morals at all. And hopefully Miss Red and Donna will do the right thing and turn their back on you, because you don't deserve any support anymore, no gifts, no nothing for what you've said and the lies you've told. You're a wrong un, Luke the Judge, Luke McJanet, whatever one you call yourself, you're a wrong un, mate. That's all I want to say in this situation. And yet again,
Right,
I said fair play to Corey for saying what he said and confirming it. You know what I mean? All right, I'm going to shoot off. Please, guys, Sally up. Everyone follow her account as well. You know what I mean? I
Hey,
think you need
babe,
to do
bye. I
this more
love you.
often. Yeah, please follow Sally out. Get the populars and armies in. See you in a bit.
Bye, babe. I love you. Yeah, so this is the door. The door still looks like this. Is what my child has to see every single day when he walks out to go to school, when his friends come round to play, when the other children's friends come round to play, when Ricky's children come round. This is what they have to look at. A house that's been smashed up by 3 men. 3 men. And just, I didn't want to show this. I didn't want to show what I'm going to show you now. That's why I wore glasses. That's why I didn't want to talk about when I got hit in the face because of stuff that I do. But I will show you this. I don't care. So you want to come and hang on a minute. Is Cockapoo trying to say that it's acceptable to go and smash up the girlfriend's house of a man who's having an argument with children in because her boyfriend's arguing with another man? I hope they do come tonight. They won't leave the same way they came. So, Cockapoo, are you trying to say that it's acceptable to smash up a house of a woman with children, smash the car up, try and coax her outside to do God knows what, because her boyfriend had an argument on a voice note on WhatsApp with another man. Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, but what's Pearl gonna say? Pearl can't say nothing. Should we dig out all Pearl's business? All Pearl's family business? Should we talk about fucking things that go on that she doesn't want anybody to know? "18th of July, that's the aftermath of my eye. There's the date, 18th of July, that's a few days after. That's the brick. That's the brick that you said didn't hit me in the eye, that you said wasn't part of you. So when I came live to talk about it,
Any statement.
I wore sunglasses
at that point, okay?
because I wasn't in sunglasses the day it happened, was I?
I went flying out the house.
When you threw the second brick and I was at the other side of the door, it rebounded off the wall and smashed me straight in the side of my nose, right here. That's why I wore sunglasses. So you've smashed my house, you've smashed my face, you've smashed my car because you didn't like something on a fucking voice note. Really? Really?
Any statement, and they have not spoken to you. You're making it up. There's something wrong with you.
There's something wrong with fucking you.
He's been arrested, so what is it? Is it
Luke,
lying?
you know the police took a picture of my face, and the next day I came on with sunglasses.
You were right.
Actually, Pearl, you came in my box.
See how funny he finds it? Look at this fucking Mongol dancing. She's an absolute freak, isn't she?
There's something wrong
Embarrassing. No wonder her granddaughter can't fucking stand her.
He's been arrested, so what is it? Is it
Luke,
lying?
you know the police took a picture of my face, and the next day I came on with sunglasses.
You were right.
Actually, Pearl, you came in my box.
Well, when your face was all matted up, I don't think so.
Yeah, I had sunglasses
There was
on.
not a mark on it, Frodo.
I had
Did you hear that?
Well, when your face was all matted up, I don't think so.
Yeah, I had sunglasses
There was
on.
not a mark on it, Frodo.
Not a mark. 18th of July.
I had
Not
sunglasses
a
on.
mark on her
Pearl,
face.
when you gonna come out
Not
that
a mark. Frodo, come to me face. Come.
So it's just endless lies, isn't it? Endless lies, endless sabotaging, endless bullying, all because you didn't like what somebody said on the internet, all because you were upset that we made up with EQ.
Hiya.
Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah. Can I just clear something up? There's an echo. Can I just clear something up? There's a horrible echo though. You know, you said that it hit your child in the eye, not you. You said it was your child.
No, I said the glass, but I'm not talking about the kids. That was glass.
I didn't know that it hit. I didn't know it hit you in the eye.
I've always said it hit me in the eye, but nobody believed me, and everyone said I was fucking lying.
Oh, so it hit you in the eyes. Well, I didn't know anything about that. I haven't
It
watched
was
the video.
worse. I wasn't the only person to be injured that night. Loads went on that night that I can't talk about. But these things
Yeah.
I can talk about because I've already said it on the internet. I can't talk about the kids.
Oh, okay. Because all I know is that you said about your foot. You got
Yeah,
glass on your
I walked on glass. All my foot was cut, and that's why Pearl started to call me Frodo because she found it hilarious that my feet were cut to bits, and she turned around and said some horrible things. But yeah, my feet were absolutely cut to bits.
Right. Oh, okay. I didn't realise it had hit you in the eye. I must have missed a video then. I thought that you said you hit your kid in the eye, and you took him to hospital. I think no, you didn't take him to hospital, and then you got glass off your foot. But then I must have missed a video. I just wanted to clear that up. All right then. Thank you.
Yeah. So I hope that clears everything up for you guys. I hope that you know that obviously shit's gonna go down now. The police have been informed. I am going to. Well, I've spent 45 minutes on the phone to them already. I ran on my own one way. The thing is, my story has never changed. My story has never changed because there's no reason for it to change. Someone came and smashed my house up. That happened. Someone smashed my car up. That happened. 3 men tried to coax me outside. Corey has admitted somebody has come around and smashed my house up, and the children were in the house. That story has never changed. Never changed. They came to the door, tried to knock, tried to coax me outside. I shouted, I wouldn't do that if I was you because I have a big object here. Ricky came in, then boom, bricks everywhere. I ran out on my own, he ran out on his own, and we both went separate ways. There were children in the house, there were adults in the house, other people were injured, other parties were injured. That story has never changed. I wasn't the only one injured. Ricky should never have mentioned about the others that were injured, but I mentioned me. I came on, I spoke about having injuries. I didn't tell anyone straight away about my eye, but I was wearing glasses. So you will fucking scramble now, Luke, to get your story straight. You will scramble to try and justify this some way or another. Why you did that, why you did this. You will try and justify, but the facts are, you arranged to have my house smashed up. You arranged to, God knows what, get them 3 men to do to me. You did that to me while my children were in the house. My children have to look at a smashed front door every day. And you sit on this app like butter wouldn't melt. You sit on this app and you play victim to, oh, EQ said that I crawl into Miss Red's granddaughter's bedroom. Oh, EQ says that I sleep with my horses. You've smashed someone's house up. It's nothing compared to what you've done. And I can guarantee that you've done other stuff. I can guarantee that you have turned round and done the worst about people. I wouldn't be surprised if you smashed Sally's house up because you've never liked Sally. You've never liked her. You have never, ever liked Sally. Do you know why? Because you said she lied. In Sally's book, Sally talks about what her father did to her, and it's not nice, and it's Sally's truth and nobody else's truth, and it's in her book. You can go and read it. It's absolutely disgusting. And Luke says she's a liar, that it never happened. That's why you don't like her. It's me and apologise. Happy birthday. I've got a voice note from Luke absolutely slagging Sally off. Let me find it. I'm going to find it. So by pattern of behaviour, if anyone's smashing anybody's houses up, it's you. We were in court with Fat Freak in Sunderland when apparently this smashing got done. And ironically, no one called the police. Because when you smashed my house up, you and your cousin, you were in the police cell and getting interviewed by the police a month later. So why is Ricky not being interviewed for this supposed house being smashed up? Because it never happened. You used it as a deflection to take the eye off the ball. Oh, all of a sudden my house gets smashed up and all of a sudden, oh, Sally's house has been smashed up. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I see what you did there. There were children in that house, Luke. There were children in my house. And one day, I'm going to sit you down, and I will, whether you like it or not, and I'm going to tell you the events of that night that I haven't put on TikTok, where people have been hurt that didn't deserve it, and terrified, shaking, having to sleep in bed with me because you didn't like something that was said on the internet. Yes, but ironically, Vianney didn't tell anyone about Sally's house until mine got smashed up. Apparently Sally's house got smashed up in May, but didn't tell anyone about it until July and never went to the police. I don't believe a fucking word of it.
So today,
and I'll stand in court if you want me to, Rickster and Talia. I'll stand in court if you want me to, dear. Because this guy knew the law was getting done. He rang me up and said, oh, I know Tally's and Rickster's house is getting done tonight. I said, well, shouldn't you pre-warn them? He said, no, I'm not getting involved.
Why would you not get involved, Luke? Why would you not pre-warn when you know we have little people in the house? When we have little people in the house, why would you not pre-warn? Why would you not get involved? Because you get involved in everything else. Why would you not get involved? Why would you not pre-warn? Why would you not say, look, whatever's happened on the internet, I know we've said some things, but I need to let you know that, you know, at bedtime, you're going to have, well, firstly, you're going to be tried to be coaxed outside and God knows what, and then we're going to put a load of bricks through your window in your car. Why would you not warn us about that?
Talia and Rickster's house were getting done. He rang me up and said, oh, I know Tally's and Rickster's house is getting done tonight. I said, well, shouldn't you pre-warn them? He said, no, I'm not getting involved. He hung up, and then 3 hours later, they were on
I hadn't
live crying, and then he pretended like he didn't know anything. Liar.
May 2024. So today...
And you did pretend you didn't know anything, Luke.
Angie, because they're a pair of clout chasers. You'll never have a platform, Rickster, because no one likes you. Yeah, you've done millions of pounds on an app that you frauded.
Ricky made nearly £1,000 on the app yesterday. He may have small viewers, right? He may have low numbers, but they're pretty flush. They're pretty flush. It's not about the views. And EQ will tell you this herself. It's not about the views. It's about the support that they give you. Sometimes, Luke, I watch you on a live with 3,000 people in there, and not one of them sent you a fucking hand heart. Be wise.
From old people. Yeah, it was you that did the fraud as well. It was you that frauded that pyramid scheme. Of course it was you.
Oh, let's talk about fraud. Aren't you banned? Aren't you banned from the racetracks for fraud and deception and for leaking and for disclosing information that you shouldn't be disclosing for money? You can't even, you have to now muck out horse shit because you are not allowed to live your truth as a horse trainer. You sold your own soul in a career that you love for a bit of cash. So it doesn't surprise me that you've gone and had your own cousin's house smashed to bits, and his stepchildren and his own children and other people's children in the house at the time. You didn't care. You knew about it. You knew Fran or his cronies were on his way to do some serious fucking damage, and you sat on that, and you want to try and be this good person. You will never be a good person. I will never value you, and you will never, like, your time on this app is finished. Finished. You are despicable. Not because of anything other than what you have done to a woman in a house with children. You hate women. You hate women. And most of all, you hate women that go against you. You didn't have a problem with us falling out with you over Corey, but you had a problem with us when we made up with EQ because you hate women. You are no better than Boss Callie on this app. You're no better than fucking Diadro. You are one of them wrong-uns. You will always be known as a wrong-un, Luke, now. You will always be known as a little creepy wrong-un, a little Rumpelstiltskin, tenfold, dweeby wrong-un who bullies women and bullies children. You will always be known as that. You will always be known as the failed horse trainer that can't handle a bit of back and forth on the internet, so gets his big cousin to smash windows. You are a wretched, gutter life, bottom of the barrel, scum of the pond bully that goes for women, and when the women push back, you have to get heavy. Let me tell you this. You are a disgraced horse trainer. And if you hate women the way you say you do, Luke, you'd front me. Because I'd love to front you. I'd love to stand head to head, eye to eye, nose to nose. I would love to with you. But you won't. Because a coward sends bricks. Coward sends bricks to a woman's house. Not a big man. Not a brave man. And Fran, you're also a coward. I know deep down that Fran, even though he's, all brawn, I think he's the kind of man that lets shit get in his head. And because his ego's so big, he can't handle it. And I think Luke completely manipulated him, because you are a little man and you would never front the women that you challenge. And what's worse is that it angered you that you couldn't front me because you knew Ricky would tear your head off. You get away with it with EQ. You get away with it with EQ because Vianney allowed it. And that's why he could never have a woman like her, because Vianney allowed you to disrespect EQ over and over and over again, because he is that kind of guy in the family. That's how you all run. There's a group of cousins, because Ricky's brothers ain't like that. Not Mark, not any of them. That other side, Vianney, Fran, Luke, Sally, you all snake each other. You're all disloyal. And you do terrible things to each other. Let me tell you something, Sally. Luke never ever liked you. And he said you lied in your book about what your dad did to you. That's what he said. Never liked you. All of a sudden you're best friends. All of a sudden you're best friends. And how is it, Sally? How is it that your son can be dating EQ and you allow your nephew to disrespect her in a way like that? You allow your nephew to degrade her, to come online every day, every night, talk badly about her, insult her, say things to her that hurt her, regardless of if she's giving it back. Your son is dating her. Here you go and gift him, because you're weird like that. Because you used to gift EQ when Ricky and EQ were rowing. You're weird. And Vianney, how are you allowing Luke to disrespect her? And so this is what I mean. There's no loyalty. So it doesn't surprise me that you went and sent a load of bricks to my house, because there's no loyalty there. And the reason you done it is because you knew you could not win against Ricky. You are the loser. You are the person that's lost because you lost your head and you couldn't handle it. You couldn't take Ricky on and you couldn't take me on. So you went to Fran. You got him to smash my house up. You got him to smash my car up. And then you thought you was the winner. You're not the winner. You're the loser. Everyone's laughing at you. Everybody is laughing at you. You didn't like what someone said to you on the internet, so you went and got your big ass dopey cousin to throw bricks through her window. Everyone's laughing at you. Everyone thinks that you are the pathetic little man that I've always said you are. Everyone thinks that not only you bully women, but you also back it up. You give it the big I am, you give it the mouth, you give it the lair, and then when it comes to it, you get someone else to go and do your dirty work for you because you never could, because you haven't got the cojones, mate. You've not got the cojones, and if you've got the cojones, tell me where and when, and I'll come and meet you. Has Luke ever put his money where his mouth is, grew his cojones, and then gone and sorted and stood on business himself? He never has. He never has. You said after your police interview, I'm going to come online and prove that they're all liars. The only person that got proved to be a liar is you. You're scum of the earth. And if it was just me in that house, I would probably have let this go on TikTok. But I want everybody to know that it wasn't just me in the house. There were little people in this house and there was an elderly lady in the house. And Luke knew that full well. And Luke continued to allow that amount of damage emotionally, financially, and physically to me and other people in the house. You allowed that. You ordered it. And fuck you, Lucy, for giving them all my address. Only 5 people have ever been to this property because it's where people go after domestic violence. Lucy being one of them. Oh, you begged Luke the next day for all that thousands of pounds. I didn't beg him for nothing. I said it's your problem and you're going to pay for it. And one way or the other, you will reap what you sow. Absolutely knocked on doors. So has Ricky. Any of them had children? No. This is about fucking children. This is about children, guys. This is about children. This is a house with children in it. This is a house with children in it. This isn't about knocking on Angie's door, knocking on Levi's door. To be fair, Levi has got a son, but Ricky didn't do anything. Ricky didn't go smashing through windows. Ricky didn't try and coax his mum outside. And it was during the day. It wasn't in the middle of the night. Ricky didn't throw bricks. And to be fair, Ricky didn't even know Levi had a son. But no damage was done. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was threatened. You're a pathetic man, Luke. Pathetic. Who orders that? You're embarrassing. And I've sent all that to the police. And I will never, ever give up. And even if they come back and they NFA it and they say there's not enough evidence, I still won't stop. I will befriend everyone around you until I get that solid bit of evidence. Everyone's okay now. I'm honest to God, my feet were cut to bits because I wasn't in any shoes at the time. And then the glass has all gone in and I had to run across the glass to get out. My nan hasn't stayed in this house since. My mum won't allow it. And this was my nan's home. This is like, I don't want to talk about anybody else. I've been told not to talk about his mum. I think that people around me are telling me I can't talk about the kids. Can't talk about my nan. But let me just tell you, the aftermath of that night is huge. And he knows it because it's all on the police report. He tries to say there were no kids in the house. There was no old lady in the house. He's lying to you. He's lying. Where would my kids be, Luke? Where would our kids be in the middle of the night? Where would they out? You knew there was kids in the house. You knew there was kids in the house. I think you got off on it. I think what EQ said about you being a bit into kids, I think she's right. I think you've got this thing with it. I think if I didn't have kids, you probably wouldn't have done it. I think knowing I had kids in that house probably made you a bit excited because you're a bit of a weirdo like that. And when my eldest is old enough, and mark my words, so remember this, when my eldest is old enough and things have died down and he's old enough to come on here and tell you about that night, I swear on the Holy Bible, I don't know where the Bible, but I swear to you, when he's old enough, he will come on here and he will tell you, my eldest, because he'll be of age before the other two, he will tell you how and what he went through that night. It's already on a statement, but I want you all to know. Anyway, I'm coming off here now. I just want to say this. Corey, you also knew. You also knew. The difference is that Corey's not our cousin. Corey was at war with us at the time, and Corey had a police case against us. Corey is not obliged to tell us anything, but you also knew that we had little people in this house when that happened, Corey. Just shame on all of you. And I think you knew as well, Donna. And I don't think Alex knew because Alex said we were lying, but I think the clique, you are really, really vile people. And it's disgusting to me. It's disgusting to me that you would allow that, and people like Pearl or like Donna that are championing and cheering, they're cheering emotional damage that he has caused children. Just think about it for a second. If you knew, like Pearl saying she knew and other people saying they knew that that was going to happen, that a man was going to go to a house and terrorize women and their children, and you're cheering that and you're clapping that and you think that's a good thing, then you're fucked in the head. And I don't think Pearl has got any leg to stand on talking about me and my family. Because Pearl's got enough problems of her own with her family feuds to stop getting involved in mine. Pearl, let me just tell you something. Stop trying to kiss Sally's ass. She's not going to gift you. Stop trying to involve yourself with Fran. Fran's never liked you either. Stop trying to crawl up Luke. Luke doesn't like you. They only like you because you will fend them at a war with Ricky. But the truth is, Pearl, you have your own family feuds that I think you need to put your energy into. I don't think you need to be coming online and talking about family feuds and getting involved in family feuds because you don't like it when yours get brought online. You don't like it when people talk about your family. You don't like it when people dig into your upheavals and your losses in your family and what those people may have done in their journeys of their lives. You don't like it. So don't get involved in the Lawlers. Stay out the fucking Lawler's business and everyone will stay out of yours. Don't talk about Angie's dad and she won't talk about your family. Don't talk about Sophie Bailey and they won't talk about your family. You know, you talk about everyone and then you come on here and say, talk about my family again and you'll see. No, you'll see. You'll see. It was wrong. It was completely wrong what happened. Anyway, you've got the proof, you've got the evidence. Luke arranged to have some terrible